Hi, Vaholi Mbili. Muli now. Okay, today, every time I learn something from people and the way people reason, I'm not saying I'm perfect, but I'm always amazed when people reason and they will try to defend something that is so outrageous, Okay, I came across a video. I know the person that made the video will come across this video, but let me say this. They were saying something like why it's easy for people that are in the government to own housing than people that are in corporate because of the 60% subsidy that government employees get, okay? Again, and then I looked at it. But I think what people fail to see is that government has more benefit, ne? Government hei pongenge anu tarongere pangelo ofene benefit na kwa haka medical aid retirement housing and transport, all those things. But when you look at it deeper, what ke salary done by very me corporate, ne salary done by very more government, the difference is quite, sometimes is huge, in a sense that I now coming to think of it, the reason anbaverimo government harmony marua ndoko without irishona is because marua work for a benefit adi, and then anbaverimo private sector or happy marua so they manage them. Now somebody was reasoning that it's easy for the person that is in the government to own the house because of the subsidy and the money for the private is so, yeah. You see how you calculate your money. Omono umbonge ngoli na ndoko le million for what? For a government employee for the 60%, and maybe they are supposed to be paying maybe 10,000 or 11,000, and then they'll be just end up paying 6,000. And for a person in the private sector, they will pay that 11,000 or 12,000 cash, ne? So when you see somebody in the private sector and they own a house, they are paying that whole amount cash most of the time if they don't have those benefits. But again, this person was trying to say no, people in the what? Ban every private sector, ABCD. It's not really about that. What I learned from that is that people do not know how to manage their money and prioritize, ne? Obo hino kucho have make wajaku hakuyela nyoko inao ninganale umbo motauna ho inao ninganale umbo motauna, so we have to start from scratch for your kids so that they have something. Oto katondo kiela wake luxury nge you can choose between a house and owning luxury brands. Then you're going to luxury brands angali. It's a matter of priority. What I'm trying to say is a matter of priorities. Oto hangano ho and very monandomo company. There are some people that started earlier than them. Makavena hivena mauta mononge imaliwa. Vamo veno mega vamenda deta vajibo mega vamentabe mega mbaridiwa. Mala, they don't have a house. They don't have a car. They don't have really something to show for. But it's just because of their priority. Niva itani priority no what they think is important. Pena vamwe bahala happiness and joy perfumbo, like I want to go eat nice hungry lion, not even hungry lion. Taveike roko mama tavaike ni mahuko nontilo. Every day or not to Kongola njoto yo lanchanjia yirin yeah. In mambitra to jale brenda in mamjo malane for you to jala in mamjo. It means that with the money that you're supposed to go to the house, you're spending it on there. The money that's supposed to go to something important, you're spending it there. The way the years are going by, you won't even notice that in my how I know this is that I have seen how people, like in the company where I am, some people were in the government, then they have to transition to the corporate world. Most of the people, they couldn't cope. And there's some people that were staying in accommodation paid by the government. And when they have to move, they say, no, I don't have anywhere to stay, or A, B, C, D. They're trying to negotiate to stay. But you have worked for how many years? And you didn't even get yourself like a small something. But again, this is where, again, when we blame the government, sometimes I seriously think is we blame the government for things that we could solve. But I also, maybe we can blame the government maybe for not teaching us financial literacy or something, and the matter of prioritizing. Tashi, the way we reason sometimes is people, or yeah. And for me, it's shocking to see, because I don't know how to say it, but I like, and again, I know that you have you and yourself to save yourself, but you still do things to impress other people in the street. Mara hito ikiombo, uli renting uli pute ipen malo shili, the same person with the same salary, murieke po salary grade daimwa yike, has a lot of things. Maybe they don't have branded clothes, maybe they don't eat nice lunch every day, they don't what, but they can, like, they have something to show for. But again, it's not that they are more blessed than you, it's just that they prioritize things. And sometimes when you commit to bigger things, sometimes it will hito, like, let me say, the first time when I got to my place where I stay, I had to adjust from I think my rent was 2.5 to paying installment that is around about 10 to 11k per month. Mala, I didn't feel it real much, because I used them, or in Maria, I'm telling you, I did adapting about. But there are people that we started with until now. I don't know my own renting. When I how to buy a deal, and some people, they didn't even buy cars. But again, it's a matter of pride. And I'm not saying I'm better than the other people, but I'm just saying when we really, sometimes instead of us complaining, we must really napi kona koneni tuteli nana nokucha mala ngengonda haimon nandoko yo mabangi ngeli onlongo ngengonda kufapwa mabangi ya balinga anda tulama imandi trimbe andi ganinga, because even if you don't buy a house, just put it in investment, and then you get your investment after maybe 10 years. You can now be able even afford to buy it. But in a ningi temporarily, you spend the money, and then yeah. And by the way, I also know what I'm talking about. There are times where I would spend but I'm just proud of myself, because I know, as much as I can spend recklessly sometimes, I have the big things covered. There are sometimes but also I learn from them. I can tell you that sometimes you'll be nandokuli wa mono bonus the things that we do with that bonus. Otomono bonus ya December. Kuna mahoi ko ambu ihoi sevamwi ea. Malo malu ambo. Ove ngote imodiske moto randeke nonsense. Where you can afford, you can survive. Nge mwedidinyo o surviving komadi elia valley, or like maybe onivia elimbali ndene for mbali natango you spend 1,000 minandukuli mo cosmetics Why do we have to spend 13k modiske in cosmetics that will not even last you longer? But those are some of the things that we do. Now that is spent on cosmetics. There's some people that spend in alcohol. But again, we'll come back and really, really try to blame the government and blame everybody for our mistakes. But again, I think it's just a matter of us trying to really reevaluate ourselves and say, where do I go wrong? So I'll be able to make a better choice. I'm not even saying that everybody can afford it. Yeah, I think everybody, it's just a matter of us trying to, instead of you trying to go live in Komastar, nito iko gato turoshi kwashi, nito iko sono shi kwashi, nito iko kahanjo shi kwashi ngutu afuatinga. Just those things. You guys will be able to afford. Anyway, I just decided, let me put this one out here. Please, let's make better choices to avoid blaming the government.